Okay. Thank you for the media being here today. Appreciate your presence here today. Monthly year-to-date stats, Hal?
Looking over, you want to go to the stats. You can see we did 14 last month. I believe in these 2 weeks we're almost there right now. I think we're close, like 12, 13, so we're real close to it. So you can see that the males and females tied this month. So you can always look at that, Leah, and I'll always look at that. So other than that, if you go year end, you can see the full bodies are up a little more than the ashes, which fluctuates, but I'm going to say it'll get pretty close. I think I have 5 ashes on my desk currently to do later on. So we don't know about that. Money, I kind of showed we're kind of on pace of what we normally were. I think we're a hair down, not much. I didn't get to check before it came, so the stats are all fine. We want to go into unfinished business.
Sure.
Short meeting, I guess. We'll try to keep it short. I want you to talk about the budget there in a little bit. But the front entrance, Mike Radford is there putting done. He's got the left side probably 3/4 of the way laid. If you want to see kind of what you can drive by, see kind of what it's going to look like. We had to build up a little different in the front, and it's kind of hard to explain, but you'll see when you get out there. We fixed all the wiring in it. I made tunnels for that to get into it, so we can get into it. So we cleaned all that up while we're doing it. Don't know, it's just him and his daughter doing it, so hopefully, I don't know, maybe a couple weeks is my guess. They're moving pretty good, actually, what they've been doing. So I'm anxious to get that done. With that, I am going to ask him for another quote. We have one more project that he has quoted on. The walkway to the heart, the concrete is starting to buckle, and become a trip hazard. So I'm going to have to re-pour a couple sections. I'm going to ask him to see how much it is for us to tear that out and put a walkway in. I think it's much nicer. I think it'll add to cremation 3 and the walkway. We'll just do it to the gate. We won't go down inside. But I don't know what it is. Don't know if we can do it this year or not, but he's going to come out sometime with his wife or what. He'll take a break and we'll go up so they can give me a quote on that. So I just want you to know that's kind of in the bullseye there to be done.
But on that one, Hal, I've seen some places, you know, where the concrete's a little cattywampus as far, and they've come in and shaved some of that.
Yep, you can.
And I don't know if that's cheaper or not, but I'm, you know, if you're trying to get it in a quick time frame, that might.
No, it's not that too. I mean, I can take it out and pour it, but I don't know how much it's going to do. But what
Yeah.
happened is it's tilted sideways.
Okay,
So it's
okay,
on an angle, and
okay.
the other one's down on an angle.
Okay,
so they're gonna
okay.
walk.
No shaving.
Yeah,
no
it's
shaving.
time. I think
Got it.
it's starting to settle, and I'd like to take it out and get this.
Yeah,
walkway
okay,
put in,
okay.
If I can. But yeah, they shaved downtown. I
Yeah,
knew that was going to
yeah.
look. If it was just a
Right.
straight raise, yeah,
Right.
not a tilt.
Yeah.
Something, I can't tell you when, but will come to board. I did get a quote a while back from Button Timmons, is Legion 1, we're gonna have to do something too pretty soon. That's like the big hazard in the backside. The sidewalk thing because of the big trees. The front looks beautiful where they enter, but if you go in the back, it's all twisted. I forget what the price was before to tear that out, but it's gotta be a big project, because we can only move the stones so far, so we don't get them mixed up
Right.
and all that good stuff. But that'll be, I don't know, probably the next couple of years I'm gonna have to do it, probably next year. It really needs to be done. I'm afraid somebody's gonna trip on that backside, because it's original, so we'll have to do that eventually too. I wish I had more for you for 2. I have called Denny Electric. They were supposed to come out last week, and I haven't seen them yet this week to get me a quote on boring underneath the road so we can get power out to the flags. It's something I really would like to do this year, if I can. With that, I gotta talk with electricians or whatever, because we wanna pull heavy enough wire out there. So Max, if we do your project,
Yeah.
then we can go on from there, and we don't have to worry about
Right.
going over. So we're gonna put in, it'll probably cost a little bit for the heavier wire and stuff, for more amps or whatever, so we have a box out there to do that. It would be a bad idea, even someday I go on, if somebody wants to develop or whatever, because there's no power in the cemetery. That way it's a cost, and
Right.
we can get it out there, but you gotta be careful how far you travel and some other things. With that, in the near future, I didn't write this down, but I want to get a hold of NIPSCO and see if they can put me a pole on Grant Street. They put me one up front to run my gate. I want to get one on Grant Street because I want to get that as a gate that opens. I want to talk to Jeremy or Justin and some of them, and Dustin or whatever, if that'd be an issue to have that one open. We opened it up for the trash truck to come through. It's perfectly in line with Grant Street, but it'd be another entrance if possible. Or they could come in either one, so if there was funerals, they could come or go in the other back one. I leave it open a couple times when the trash trucks come in or whatever, but I just want to make sure I'm not creating more traffic down there than I should. I don't know that answer, that's what they do, so I'll check that. But if I get power there, then I can get a automatic gate to go back and forth. Plus, it also, which we'll talk about these QR codes down the road, when they're in the cemetery, I have Wi-Fi at my chapel and of course the office, but then I also have a shop. If I can get power there, I can triangulate to let them have, so they can look up their loved ones, get the 3 and get 80-some% of the cemetery on Wi-Fi so they can look for their loved ones in there. So it's kind of a long-term plan is what I'm gonna do. But I haven't got a hold of NIPSCO yet to see what that would cost. They put the one in front for nothing, but I don't know if they'll do that one back here for me. So we will check into that. Just want to let you know. Also, we just started today. I want to let you know we're starting on the 3rd Corps. I think we have 22 to 25. I didn't get it down set. They just started setting the bases today. Get ready for the next Corps. With that, that's something I probably will talk with the mayor or stuff about. We got to start talking about pricing if we want to increase from when we've done it before. Do we want to raise foundations, get some numbers together and get it to Jeff and see what he thinks, and then I'll bring it to you guys for your blessing, or if you want to talk about it, or if it's wrong, we'll see what we can do before we actually go forward. That is all I have, unfinished business. I'm going to skip to 2 just to get that out of the way, and then we'll go to the budget. We're bringing dirt in and stuff for 17 trees at the police department. We tried planting these a few years back. It's all gravel, and they didn't make it. So Dustin's getting me some top dirt. He's going to bring over his bigger digger for me, and I'm going to dig a 4x4x4 hole, or 4x4x3 probably. Pack it with dirt, and then put the trees in so it has good dirt to grow it. And we're going to line the police station in the back. So we're going to come down the back in the grass and then turn, just to kind of block it out a little bit. So Jurgen's got them. I think he told me down at the price, he's got 12 or 15, I think they're maples, I believe, and he's selling them to me for $200 a piece, which is a very good price for trees. So, I should say, he's selling the police department for $200. Scott's gonna have to get rid of some of his cash, I'm gonna do it. But anyway, to the budget. Bear with me, because I'm going over copy, but I think I can get through this. Brief overall, the numbers, as we go through, some will kind of not jive totally correct, but some will. In wages, we're currently going up 4.6%. You can see all the new. Some of that is a 2.5% raise, and then this is on the plate. Now, none of this, like you guys know, is not golden yet until it gets through. We're going to go through the squad yet, and Jerry's one of them. We're going to go through this. They're also introducing a longevity raise that they're trying to propose. So you get, I don't know percentages, I believe it's like $120 a year more for every year you worked, up to 20 years. So I think that there's a cap of 20 years. So that also may go into play if the board accepts that also, which is kind of cool. I like where Denny and Jeff's heading, and Joe was there too, and I think this is just pushing a little farther. It's where it's about the employees, and I think it should. The longevity will mean a lot to several of my guys. I have 3. I have one that's been there, let's see, I'll be 17 this July, 215, I have 112, couple 10, something like that. Of course, my newest one has a year in, but after that, I think it's 5. I mean, so they stay with me, and it's a nice way to reward them, that they have something to shoot at to try to keep them, because I'll tell you, if you go through the process of hiring, it's awful tough right now. Awful tough. I don't know if you've been through that. So that is on the plate. Like I say, none of this is golden yet until it goes through everything and then pass them on up. So it shows a little bit more percentage. If you get into the medical insurance, I believe it's up for, let me kind of look. Yes. If you look at the overall, what we had a budget for insurance, it probably was more than that, but what happened is, one, I have a new employee. So basically, my other employee was family and then went to single. So that took a large punch out. And plus, the numbers they give us for dental and life evidently was a little bit inflated and they cut that down. So it kind of dropped that a little bit. So that's why you don't see a big jump there in that range. I guess the next line item would be 22. 22 is what I buy all my fuel, oil, stuff out of. I went up, I think it's 1,000, I'm sorry. Okay, thank you,
About
4% roughly. Just to cover the cost of stuff, we're doing okay currently. If you switch to 23, that was 7.4%. Prices of parts and stuff are like, I'm not preaching the choir, you guys all know this, everything's going up. You know, and it's getting more and more expensive. 22 and 23 are my two big accounts. So 23, that's what I buy most of my supplies out of and stuff for PPE, all that stuff for equipment to be fixed. The one that's kind of nice is 31, we went down instead of up. Attorney fees are paid, is that by the council, Jerry, or mayor? That's the attorney fees are paid in here somehow. I don't remember
Yeah.
how that works.
Well, I thought he was just paid on an annual.
He is, but we used to have to budget individually, now it comes out of
Oh.
one fund. So we took that out. I'm sorry, I should have got to where that is, but it's somewhere else. I think it is the council, I believe, but I'm not 100%. But anyway, so I took that out. I had left it in last year just in case, but I took it out this year. Other than that, mostly everything stayed the same until you get down to equipment. No, I'm sorry, 39, yeah, training. There is a work code program that Denny is working on. It's still up in the air. We're not too sure, so they had us budget for that. I don't know, has it come to the board yet? No, okay. So I won't explain it all because the board has to approve it, but it's another thing for the employees, basically, that we can do, and it's, you guys okayed the software. We have software where we can give what they call high fives, different stuff. This is a potential where we can give them points. We can award them points and stuff for certain things when they go above and beyond. It's a good system, I believe. It's just a way to get out to your employees. I mean, I like verbal, but this is cool with today's age and everybody has their cell phones. They look at this stuff, so I have no problem doing it both ways. I think it's going to be a good program if the board accepts it. It's still kind of up in the air and don't know for sure. But that's why that's budgeted in there. So that went up a little bit. And then the last one would be equipment. I put in for a truck to trade one. Not too sure I will. That may come back in line 1 or line 2 cut. I just put it in for the budget to get it in right now. I was having problems with one of my trucks, but it ended up being minor. I gotta do a little body work to it. We're only pushing, gosh, I'm sure what this, I think right at 50,000 miles. So we're not really over the hump. It's really hard in the day to when you trade to get value out. So that's, and right now, I mean, you can get a ton for it, but you're gonna pay a ton for it.
Yeah, right.
So I don't know for sure. So that's kind of in there to see, and we'll see how the budget goes. If not, we may cut that out. With that, do you have any questions on the normal budget? That's the regular cemetery budget.
It's good.
Nope.
Good.
You guys are too easy, thank you. Now you have the perm on the back page. I did put a percentage at the bottom. I guess the first one is 31. 31, you see nothing in there. There was some fee that Lynn was working with, or some company where there was a fee for what they did for us. They currently don't do it anymore, so you see the $1,500 out of 31. Okay, so that was taken off. I'm missing it. I don't like this one, I like this one. Thank you. Okay, the tree stayed the same, yep. And then the total, I'm sorry, I don't have it, you have to total the column, which is 105,000, I believe, is in stonework. stone wall work. And then I have Button Timmons coming out and to give me a price on a lean-to. I guess, yeah, that's it, the electric line for Region 3, unless I get that done this year. Perms, you understand, is not a tax-based account. I think you guys know that. It comes out of the sales and lots. We're investing just a little bit under 1,000,000, it's 900 and some thousand, I believe, is what we invest currently, as we put in every year. So with that, but I have to get it approved. I work with Lynn on investing, we tied up 2 chunks. If I don't use it, it just stays in there. So this is, if you think I'm spending too much out of it stuff, that's why it's in front of me right now, of what I'm doing. Our goal, or my goal, and I use Leanne because she's in the office and kind of, I bounce stuff off of her. The whole idea is to kind of make it more maintenance-free, is where we're heading in a lot of stuff. That's why the front entrances get done, that's why we went to the flags, different stuff, just to lower some of the maintenance costs is what I'm trying to do. So there's some other walls work and stuff that we need to repair to make it beautiful and not have to worry about it. So that's where I'm happening, all that comes out of perm when I'm doing that. So the front entrance is perm. So it doesn't affect the tax base. So any questions there?
Do you have flexibility with that perm account? I mean, can you like, say there's some sort of equipment thing that all of a sudden you need, can you say, oh, I'll take that out of my perm? You can't do that?
No,
Okay.
perm, all I can do is, use the word permanent, but
Okay.
I can buy trees out of it, I can fix roads,
Okay.
I can do buildings, stuff like that. I can't,
So it could have impact though on the budget. It could have impact on the budget.
as far as,
Well, I mean, you just said like, you know, if you wanted to buy trees or something.
yes,
or
if
something
it doesn't
permanent.
come out of the tax base, I can take that out of perm.
Yeah,
It-
okay.
It's,
So that does impact the
yeah,
budget.
and I always call it the gray area, because
Sure.
when Elaine Call was here, the first year I came, I bought trees out of that account. The next year she said you couldn't do it, and I had to take it out of my tax base account. And then kind of back and forth, and I get it, I mean, we gotta meet with State Board of Accounts, what they do
Right.
in line, but it's basically, really, if the tree lives, it's permanent. It's, you know, it's not going anywhere until it dies, so.
Sure.
After that, it was all okay, so it was just, it was kind of that gray, they're trying to figure it out. So I try to stay true to it, fix roads, stuff like that. I can buy dirt, stuff like that out of it, to save me. To tell you on that deal, I don't know if I did last meeting, I bought a tandem load of dirt, black dirt, and I believe it was a little over $500 for a tandem load. I'm big on what they call junk dirt. Contractors don't like it, that's your sod. And Button Timmons brings it to me, besides what we do, and I take it in the back, we call the back 40, and we have a big area, and I take that and I turn it, and I make top dirt, okay? We're working on 2 loads already now. I probably have 4 loads that I'm turning right now, and if you go to the police department and you see all that junk dirt, they're gonna leave that for me, for the city. So Dustin is, they say they will. So we'll clean that also and turn it, and if nothing else, if it's too much, you can buy a shredder to put it through, so it mulches
up,
better,
yeah.
quicker.
Yeah.
But we have the room, I have the time, and it's a little bit of gas and fuel in my equipment to turn it.
Mhm.
And it's free, basically.
Yeah.
So I mean, Button Timmons, the only one who brings it into me, I'm fine, they'll call and say, you open that gate, I'm like, okay, you got your junk dirt, no pack. And it makes great soil. And Dustin did the same thing, and he brought the shredder in, and he has a big pile of it.
Right.
So he knew the guys from Fenner Brown, so he reached out, so I'm hoping, it sounds like they're gonna leave it for us. I'm all about redoing stuff if I can save money,
Sure.
because I spend a lot of money on dirt, refixing holes. Perfect example was the big flood, okay?
Right.
Today,
Right.
they fixed 12 graves. Because what happens, we pack them, we get them as tight as we can and compact them and put the sod on, Mother Nature comes in the way. Nothing upsets a person more than walking their loved one grave and something.
Yeah, yeah.
So they marked them in the rain and they fixed them today. And I'm sure there'll be a few more, but I check daily and mark with cones. Well, that takes top dirt and you bring it, we usually bring the sod back up and cover it.
Right.
And you guys know I have a sod farm too, that
Right,
we
right.
recondition. So
Yep.
we have to replenish the sod farm and reseed it, which we have already this year. And it's growing fine, so we'll recondition and cut away from it for a year. So that's ongoing, so I don't have to buy sod. So it's kind of cool. I just told Dustin, I said, what are you doing with that dirt? He goes, why? I told him, he goes, well, I have a bunch here. I said, that's fine, but what are they doing with that dirt? If you can save them from hauling away,
Right.
I don't know if you've watched that project, not to jump away from me, but they're sodding everything. It looks gorgeous.
Yeah,
It
it looks
really does.
good.
They're doing a fantastic
Right.
job. They really are. They're cutting and pouring like madmen. It's kind of cool to watch. But anyway, so anything else on these two?
Nope.
So we're okay. If you would, it's not required. It used to be required that your board sign these. I've already turned a copy. I believe the board should sign if they okay. So I need a vote on this. If you're gonna okay with this, like I say, I can't go up, but I can go down. If you're good with it, I need a vote. And then I'll pass around how we sign.
I so move.
Okay,
A second.
second, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay, you want to
Okay,
sign? Just sign, just go ahead and sign both of them right
thank you, Hal.
Last thing I have on the menu, I think you saw these.
Mhm.
Okay, we're doing the walk in this September. I actually can't take credit for this. Whitney did it with Tina, the service dog, and made him up a cart. So I had her help me, and what I did is you have one for the cemetery. People come and get on the website and look how to do this, and you have to go through this, this, and this.
Yeah.
You take your phone, put it on there, it takes you right, you say agree, you're right there to find your loved one. Okay? The walk is hidden on the city website, but you hit this, it'll bring up all the walks and all the past walks. Okay? So then just because we're doing this and we're gonna promote the Historical Society,
Yep.
this QR code on this one
Right.
takes them right to their website.
Okay.
They have control over it, nobody can mess with it. It just takes them, so hey, if they wanna learn about the Historical Society, here it is.
Right.
It's just kind of the new that's
Good.
coming.
Good.
So I
Do
bought,
you wanna forward
yeah,
this?
I need everybody to sign
Okay.
this, but, so I bought 500 each of these and we'll hand them out. I guarantee you the one with the search, I'll buy more, because I've already started giving some out. People go, that's really hard here. And they went, wow. It's kind of, I told Jerry before you guys came in, I see this coming. They tried it a couple years in the cemetery. And as soon as they can get them on porcelain, like I told Jerry, if he has a great-great-granddaughter that never got to see him, or great-great-great-great,
Right.
they can come, the family can put together a portfolio, put it on the stone, and they can go and learn about Jerry Thrush. It's just a genealogy thing.
Yeah.
Then when they tried it before, the company kind of took ownership of the material. I don't family, I get personal
You
stuff.
can sign both.
You can do these yourself.
Sign there and
To
then
create these
there's no-
costs me nothing. It costs me to put them on here, but
Right.
it costs us anything to create. Now you can do it yourself. You can, if you have a URL, I think you can.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, you can do it for free and whatever, but it's just kind of a cool tool with the younger generation
Right.
and stuff and getting them involved.
Yes.
So that's all I have. I just want to give you a copy of those and see what's going on. And you want to give a little bit on the walk, or you want me to, or?
The only thing I was gonna give on the walk is I brought the drum in today, that's gonna be part of the walk, so, just kind of as a reminder to everybody, but Hal, anything
No,
else?
I believe in the things. We have all the actors, I
Mhm.
believe, for everybody, so that's all taken care of. We're gonna talk tonight about wrapping up some stuff. I have a map kind of figured out. Mary Hepperman's helping me, the GIS coordinator, get a bigger map that we can, how we're gonna go. They have tour guides. I have to get to the place for the carts yet. One of the actors is sitting right here. You don't look like Litch, but you might. Getting a lot of buzz, just so you know, I get phone call, I mean, you never know. I mean, it could be a total bomb. I don't think it will be, but it could be.
I don't think so.
I don't think
I
so.
don't think so.
I have people calling me because families coming out of state to go to this walk. They wanna make, because I said, well, it's 10 to 3. She goes, it's that long? I'm like, no, you can come 10 to 3. And well, she went, oh, I mean, it was an older lady. Well, my family wants to do this, so I have people off and on.
What's the date on that?
Currently September 14th.
September
10
14th.
to 3, I believe. The actors will take like a half hour for
Right.
lunch or whatever.
Right, right.
And we're just trying to finalize some stuff. But kudos to the two ladies on the
Sure.
Historical Society, because if it was left up to Ken and I, we would not have been able to 14.
We might be able to get some
15th
dirt
is
out
right
there
there.
for them,
Yeah,
but other than that,
yeah.
we'd be in trouble.
Yeah, so we're just finalizing some different stuff and trying to get it all put together, but those ladies have wrote script, got everything ready, and so the board knows, I'm looking in, I have some money in my equipment account, I am looking for a bigger tank and power washer. How do I say this nicely? When I took over the cemetery, let's say it was just kind of thrown together, I think that's the easiest way to put it. Okay, well, when I took out these water lines, I kind of took a trailer and threw together a 300-gallon tank wire, put a pump on it, and that's what we do watering with. And I think it's working. It's not the best, but it's working, but I want something,
Right.
I'm not gonna leave this to get called what I wanna call other people. I'm gonna have something nice. And Damien was gonna build it, but we can buy one cheaper, so
Yeah.
basically have one that's portable. Most of them are hot, they don't really need hot, that's okay, but I want the dual hoses where I can water with it
Sure.
also. So we're just, Damien's helping, we're just starting to look for that now. And it'll help, so if other departments or city hall need something, we can bring it up, power wash or do whatever. It's time to get a nicer one. I mean, we've got the well, we've got the water. The well's being used quite a bit, Park comes almost every day and gets water, so. They're watering all your downtown flowers and stuff, with good stuff, so, all the iron and stuff. So, I'm set, that was it, that's all I got. Unless there's questions.
Any other questions? Input?
Good.
Looking forward to the 14th of September, so thank you all for coming tonight.
Thank you.
If there's no other business, we're adjourned.
Thank you, guys.
Good.
You talk about the QR
Oh,
codes.
this is the first time.
Talk about QR codes over the weekend, last weekend. Went down there and watched Caitlin Clark play. And to get into,
Who's your best friend?
yeah.
You didn't ask me? No, I'm just.
This is family, this is